but it's much better to pursue things that are meaningful than things that make you happy.
Amen. This is why I think a lot of people have a lot of issues in life, especially those of the younger people, because they are lacking purpose, they are lacking meaning, right? And again, this hits so great, because like it says there, it's better to pursue meaning over happiness. Like, yes! Yes! And oh my goodness, I really need to dive into this more. Avi, what's up? So I'm coming to you with another video, and we're doing another reaction video of Jordan Peterson via After School and their animation, talking about motivation, because why not? Of course, let's get into it. But first, of course, if you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Mitch, Maverick Mitch, hey Mitch, all the Mitches, and pretty much I like talking about what I like talking about. So current events, reviews, and pop culture within the scope of entertainment, culture, and purpose. So TV, movie reviews, social, political commentary, to check out all those videos as you're finishing this video. So going into this topic, obviously I did another video on this on After School and Jordan Peterson talking about personal sacrifice and all that stuff. So I wanted to do another video kind of on this. Likewise, I did some other videos about talking about being your best version of yourself, right? That we are not victims, we are victors, and you know, I want this sense of motivation in our lives, right? In addition to that, in my other videos, I've been talking about like cancel culture and everything. So instead of taking a negative view on something, I wanted to uplift, you know, take the time to put ourselves up, you know, instead of putting ourselves down per se. Like, obviously look internally and look how we can better ourselves and level up, right? But not necessarily, but do it in a, again, in a motivational way. So yeah.
It's not okay for you to be a weak loser. It's not okay. And the reason it's not okay is because you could be way more than that. And it's a crime, an ethical crime, for you to allow all that necessary potential to go to waste. It hurts you, it hurts your family, it hurts the world. Really, really, it does. And people think, oh, okay, I get it. And they do get it, because they know at some level, if you turn around and you confront the suffering voluntarily, you find out that you are way tougher than you think. It's not that life is better than you think. Life is as harsh as you think. It might even be worse. But you are way tougher than you think if you turn around and confront it. And so then what you discover is that there's a spirit within you that can pursue something meaningful, that has the resilience and the strength to contend properly with the catastrophe of existence without becoming bitter. That's actually the central. So, and then I would say that's one of the central themes of the 12 Rules for Life, is that make no mistake about it. Like the first noble truth of Buddhism, life is suffering. This is true, and it's worse than that because it's suffering contaminated by malevolence. That's the baseline. And so that's very pessimistic. But the optimistic part.
So already, just like, we are like, what, how many seconds into this, and I love it, right? And just on that note, you know, other people have mentioned this before, like, especially for people who play a lot of video games and a lot of role-playing games, like I do and all this stuff, you try to build your character, your avatar, but you know, you take less time. Not to say it's bad to play video games, but you should equally, or if not more, like it's fun to play video games, but put some investment in your life, you know? And I think that level of making yourself better, like Jordan Peterson is saying, would make not only you better, but the people around you better, right? And like he is even putting it to a next level in which it is not only do you need to do it, it is your duty to do it. So, and I think that's great.
Part is that you are so damn tough, you can actually not only deal with that, you can improve it. It's like, oh, well that's a horrible situation, but it turns out that I'm armed for the task. Well, that's a great thing for people to know. And I think the fact that we're armed for the task is even more true than the fact that life is catastrophe contaminated by malevolence. We're stronger than things are terrible. And things are pretty terrible. So that means we're pretty damn strong.
Wow.
Yes, it's a very good thing to know. And it's not naive optimism. It's a very different thing. It's like, no, things are terrible. They're brutal. And you are so damn tough, you can't believe it. You know, the idea that in some sense you're an eternal victim. Well, there's a truth in that, given that nature is conspiring to destroy you and will be successful in the end, that you're undermined by your own society at the same time you're buttressed by it, and that you're a target of your own malevolence and that of others. I mean, so there's a triad of tragic and malevolent forces that are aimed directly at your heart, and that's always the case. But to not take responsibility for that and to attribute to that to a cosmic injustice or a sociological injustice in some sense that's aimed particularly at you, that's somehow the fault of others, is to miss the great adventure of your life. In that adoption of that adventurous mode of being, there's a deep meaning to be found. Right, a meaning maybe that transcends just you, that involves your family and that involves your community and maybe even the destiny of humanity itself. But there's nothing.
Also on this note, I think as a Filipino, as an Asian American, like I'm seeing this and I'm seeing my struggles in my own life. And when I had a phone conversation with my parents, you know, obviously I say like normal I love you and everything, and I was talking about, I was doing something that my mom would have been proud of me for, like putting things in containers that she would have done and all that stuff. But I think there was this level, and I didn't say it out loud, but it felt it inside, like, and they said like, I'm always proud of you. My parents said we're always proud of you, and I think that means more to me than love. And to be proud of someone is to meet your greatest potential, right? And I think this is something that is attached, like I see that in this video, right? And it's really cool, so go on, go.
Thing about that that's secure or easy and very little that has to do with happiness. The idea that your problems should be solved for you, let's say, and that it's unfair that you have them, well, it's attractive in that there's nothing for you to do except complain, but it's horrifying in that there's nothing for you to do except complain. The difficulty is actually, the funny thing is the difficulty is actually the destiny, and it is insanely difficult, but maybe you're insanely up to the task. The problem with the pursuit of happiness is that when life's storms come along, happiness disappears, and then you're left with nothing. And so you need to pursue something that's deeper than happiness. And if happiness comes along, well then, hooray for you. You don't want to despise it because it's fleeting, but it's much better to pursue things that are meaningful than things that make you happy. It's
Amen. This is why I think a lot of people have a lot of issues in life. Especially those of the younger people, because they are lacking purpose, they are lacking meaning, right? And again, this hits so great, because like it says there, it's better to pursue meaning over happiness. Like, yes, and oh my goodness, I really need to dive into this more. And like they have another video, and I haven't picked it, I haven't watched it, but it's talking about developing your magnum opus, your masterpiece in your life, your biggest creation that you can develop. And it doesn't have to be the single focus, but it'll be the one that you need to focus in your moment, right? And it's something that's greater than yourself. So yeah, so great stuff here.
It's deeper, and it orients you more appropriately, and it keeps you centered in your own life. It makes you more useful for your family and your community. So a lot of what people find in life that provides them with a sustaining meaning is a consequence of not the pursuit of rights or the pursuit of happiness or the development of self-esteem, but the adoption of responsibility. And the more responsibility, in some sense, the better. Responsibility for yourself, for making sure that your life lays itself out like it should, responsibility for your family, responsibility for the community. It's people who take responsibility that are the ones that you admire, and that's the right pathway through life. That's where meaning is to be found. And I think that's probably the crucial issue, is that identification of a profound relationship between responsibility and meaning. And for many of the people that I'm talking with, it seems like that's the first time that that's been articulated for them.
Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Jordan Peterson. Awesome! Alright, so that was a really awesome video, a really quick reaction video too. And again, I love this, and obviously it's a mix of various Jordan Peterson's talks into this one. So like I said in the beginning of this video, we are victors, not victims, or our circumstance. You can very well, like the video said, you can just be in your circumstance and not overcome it, or you can rise to the occasion and find responsibility, find meaning and purpose, you know. And so I think that is a great way to view life, right? And I think also, if I were to imagine the left, I feel like the left wants you to stay a victim, right? They want to stay you in your weakness and make your weakness your strength type thing. And I suppose there is some value into that, but making your weakness into your strength is overcoming your weakness. So, and you know, and I think there's something there. Like for the left, I feel like there's this idea in which life or government or something, like you are entitled to a better life, rather than you actually striving and working hard for a better life, right? Like as if this world is hard and full of suffering, and therefore this world owes you reparations for that, you know, versus again working hard and overcoming that and becoming your own hero. And that's like, that is for men and women to become your own hero, you know. And so not to say that you have to be totally independent and not depend on others, like let other people help you in your journey. Of course you should have your own set of Avengers, whatever, but at the same time you should be your own hero. So again, that's pretty cool. I'll probably have more thoughts on this later, but I just wanted to like touch on this video. And yeah, thanks again for watching. You can follow me on my Instagram at HeyMitch. You can follow me on my joint Instagram at It's Mandatory Fun, where I do other videos for my friend Jen. I'm also on Parlor Maverick Mitch, and see you in the next video. Please share, like, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace, peace, peace. Be with you.